We're going to kick things off wishing everyone a happy Earth Day. It's a day, of course, to highlight all the work being done to save our planet. The president is hosting a global climate summit with more than 40 world leaders, including the presidents of Russia and China. He's announcing a huge new goal here in America. It would dramatically cut the pollution that scientists say is causing the planet to heat up by more than 50% over the next 10 years. He says his plan will also create more green jobs, but there are still a lot of people out there, maybe you're one of them, write us in, who say the president's plan is way too expensive. Global warming, some of you believe, is still a hoax. And all the regulations and new laws that will hurt consumers, in your opinion, businesses and everyday Americans. So that's some of the comments we're reading. Other people applauding Earth Day, saying we got to act right now. But continue to write us in because we always want to hear your opinions. Do you consider global warming a serious problem? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. You guys are already voting. What do you think, Al?
It's, you know, I am a scientist, which sounds weird to say. I have a degree in biology and I've worked in labs. And it's so interesting, like the way people come at it. It seems like it's only client scientists that really get the bulk of a lot of people's anger. And it's so weird. I just wish people knew that, like, and this is I'm saying this respectfully, they're nerds. All right, these are people that are obsessed with weather and weather patterns. There's not this big economic incentive for these people. And when they're telling you this, and we've been hearing this for 20 years, if it is a hoax, they've been pretty on brand with the hoax, and we haven't had one leak. So wouldn't we rather err on the side of the caution? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? That we would preserve our planet for the second generation?
Loss. And you know I'm a huge, I mean, we're planting a tree today.
That's a
my daughter and my husband and I are planting a tree today.
That's awesome.
You know how much I appreciate Earth Day, and I want to keep protecting Mother Earth in order to allow my children and future grandchildren to have a planet to live on. But many people would write you in, Al. You said, why not err on the side of caution? What's to lose? Some people would say jobs. I know that you can create a lot of green jobs, Tori.
Sure.
But people that are immediately looking for a paycheck in 1 week or at the end of the month, they don't want to have to go through training to start a new job.
And I think we have to show a lot of grace and dignity to the coal workers who have families of generations of coal workers, that we suddenly want to switch things and not give them their respect and their due, and we understand that. But Neil deGrasse Tyson always says, science happens whether you believe it or not. It's going to keep happening whether you believe it. So if you don't want extreme weather, like wildfires, like the hurricanes all over, we've seen it with our own eyes, then keep not believing. It'll keep happening,
Lindsay?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of people calling it a hoax kind of has lessened over the last decade. People are really open-minded about climate change. But the thing that I heard Biden say was that when he hears about climate change, he thinks about jobs. And I think that for him to really get people on board that are maybe not a fan of doing this immediately, this change, is to tell them what jobs, how are we paying, and what timeline. Because as you know, the last year, so many jobs were lost, so many people were unemployed that nobody wants like a pie in the sky 20 years from now plan, even though it might be beneficial for all of us and our kids.
No, I think that's a great point, Lindsay. Before we move on, we're getting so many comments here. Bill on Twitter says, achieving Biden's goal will doom our energy independence. This is bad. Phil on Twitter says, China releases more CO2 emissions by far. America can do its share, but what about oppressive governments such as theirs? Arnaldo on Twitter says, we will be lucky if we reduce 10% by 2030. Impossible to reduce to 52%. This planet is doomed. 78% of you say yes, you believe that global warming is a serious problem. Amen. I'm right there with you.